Cool. Okay, hello, welcome Baku Tribe Final 10. Here we are for our second merged tribal council. We're not live yet because I suck, but we are recorded, so people will at least get to see this eventually. And now here's my food. Thank you so much. Before we get into the votes tonight, I do have questions for you all. As per usual, I'm going to go over to Dave first. Dave, congrats on winning immunity tonight or last night, this round. How does it feel to have the necklace and a guaranteed single digits placement?
Did you go to me first last time?
I go to the immunity winner first every time.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, it feels fine. It's like this is a crazy round. I think it's a clear 5-5 split. It feels like everyone keeps saying rocks. Everyone keeps talking about rocks. Everyone's thinking about rocks. Everybody's got a pet rock. We're like, yeah, so it's very nice to have to know that whatever happens here, I won't be in the mix of that. I guess it would be my answer. I wouldn't be at risk.
Great, thank you, Dave. That was an awful answer because that was talking about some of my later questions. So fuck you. Just kidding. I'll ask them later. Next, though,
I can't win. I can't win with these.
You
questions.
really can't. You really can't.
Ollie hated my one word. Ollie hated my one word answer last time. Next time I'll do a decent answer.
Yes, because you are the only person that will guaranteed be here next time. Yes, Dave. So next I'm gonna go over to Catherine. Catherine, this round you guys all played touchy subjects, which, as people know, is kind of like a game of perception and your social in a way. And mostly everyone on the tribe scored really pretty good. And I know I told you guys they were the highest scores I've seen. So what do you think that those scores mean about the caliber of gameplay we're seeing this season?
To be honest, I think, and I'm just gonna say this, this is gonna be my hardest vote. And I think what that touchy subject showed is that everybody kind of knows kind of where everybody's at as far as game wise. So that means we're all good players. This top 10 is probably the best top 10 I've been a part of. So I just really think that everybody came to play, you know? So, and touchy subjects kind of revealed that. And for myself, like, I was like, well, I'm just going to, like, everybody voted for me as one who never shuts up, which I'm obviously proving that right now. But I own it, you know, I take it with pride. So I don't take offense to that at all. So I hope that nobody else takes offense to what was said at touchy subjects, but you know, I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kat. Next question is going to Alex. And yes, this is one more touchy subjects question, but it's fine because it's the last one. But Alex, no, this is not me asking about your performance in touchy subjects, but I'll ask you later. Alex, there were some interesting and kind of funny answers that we saw the majority voted for in the challenge. So were there any answers that surprised you that you thought were interesting? And did you like what you got voted for?
How do I not go on a rant? I was at work, I was on lunch, and even though I told the coworkers I was next to, like, hey, I'm kind of on a call right now, they would not leave me alone. So a lot of the answers and a lot of like the way people voted, I kind of missed a lot of it. What was it? I was surprised how many answers on my personal vote I would have gotten correct. But I was like, I know, other than Dave, I'm like, I've spent time with everyone from Canavar, and obviously I spent time with original Saheen. So like, I knew what I thought the answers were going to be, but I didn't quite know what some of the Saheen members thought of Canavar. I didn't know what some of the Canavar members thought of Saheen. So I was like I was surprised at how bad I did. That was the only surprise that I had, so.
Alrighty, thank you, Alex. Yes, shout out to Alex for having the worst score I've seen in Triumph history and touchy subjects in the season where we get the best scores.
Look,
we love you. We love you when you're 0 out of 15.
Everyone needs a legacy, and we all know what mine is now. And having gray hair.
Alrighty. Next up, I'm going to Brian. Brian, Last round, we did see a successful idol play that sent Amy to the jury, even though she did not get the majority of votes. So how did last round's idol play either change or not change your strategy for this vote?
Well, it definitely changed the strategy just numbers wise. Without it, it wouldn't be 5-5 right now. So it definitely changed it in terms of that. It also changes it in terms of that Canavar idol is gone. It's been played. So that's like another factor that changes. So obviously there's a merge idol. Obviously, we haven't seen a Saheen idol come up yet. So there are still idols in the game, but it's one factor less out of the game. And so in that sense, it's better, but it definitely made it for a more complex night tonight with a 5-5 split.
Thank you. Yes, speaking of 5-5, I keep hearing that a bunch. Jason, everyone keeps saying this 5-5 split, which, you know, on the surface, it really does look like it's an OG tribe 5-5 split because we have 5 OG Canavar and 5 OG Saheen. You know, what do you think that everyone means with this 5-5 split? What do you think is going to happen tonight? Because everyone keeps emphasizing that as being a large part of tonight's vote.
Well, I think for me, like the 5-5 split represents two different prime numbers. 5 is prime and so is 5. So I think as a math teacher, like when you multiply 5 times 5, you get 25. I'm going to hope that like 25 isn't the number of votes that I received tonight from Prod, because, you know, Prod likes to give out extra votes. But I think tonight, I think the 5-5, like thing, like the 5-5 vote tonight is very real. And I think it very well could end up that way tonight. And yeah, it's going to be a cute tribal council.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Going over to Esteban. I have heard a few utterances of that very famous word today. And as we're talking about this split, you probably know what famous word I'm talking about. Yes, that is rocks. Have people been talking about the possibility of rocks today? And do you think that there is a chance that we could see a rock draw tonight, determine who goes home?
Oh yeah, if you are on Twitter, the trend word now is rocks. So definitely we could see ourselves having rocks right now. Because like, as you said, there will be an OG line of Saheen and Canavar, and we will not wither on it.
Just a
Is it-
follow-up to that.
Is it satisfiable? Is it
No, it's
Are
a
you
good
satisfied?
question. It's a good answer to the question, but I do have a follow-up because I did have a second part to your question. So I wanted to ask, you know, what kind of factors do you think make it favorable to do a rock draw? You know, what kind of things would make people want to go to rocks more than avoid rocks?
I mean, it goes because people for sure are scared to be targeted as the one who flipped. You know what I mean? Because when we had that what do you call this? When we have that touchy subject, one of the names there who are supposedly to flipped is my name. And I just want to clear it out. I will never flip. So rocks is rocks it is, I guess.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Esteban. Now I'm going to go to the other Steve. So other Steve, have there been talks yet in the tribe about threat level, or are we still trying to determine and figure out who the potential threats in this game could be?
Well, like you said, that was the best score in Touchy Subjects ever. That was the best score in the music video ever. Like, I feel like every single person's a threat on one level or another, whether it's social, strategic, or physical. Like, every single person here has proven that they're actually here to play the game. And so I feel like it's just what pieces fit your game best and what moves you can make the best to best put your game in the most successful spot. But I don't feel like anyone's super comfortable with their spot right now. Maybe Dave.
Awesome, thank you. Next, I'm going to Tamara. So kind of like what Steve said, everyone's trying to do things to get themselves in the best spot. But what do you think, players, yourself and everyone else, what do you think that you all have to do to make those moves to put yourself in a good spot to win without getting that big target on your back?
Well, you have to be here and you have to be like part of the OR community and to be able to get yourself in the best spot possible. And it's just been so hard for all of us because we're just doing our best. And it's been so long. I feel like so happy to be here. I think it's like the mindset. It's like your mindset in this game. Like in the darkness, you have to persevere. That's how you can navigate this game, at least in my opinion. But everybody has their own opinion on how they think that they should be able to manage their threat level. You just have to do what you feel like is like trustworthy to yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Tamara. I love it. Very insightful, very deep. So next I'll go over to Thiru. So kind of a little bit mentioned by Tamara here, talking about, you know, things of people's opinions and perceptions. And it pretty much all comes down to what people are thinking rather than what is actually true. So how do you manage the perceptions that people have of you as more people are going to end up going to the jury, and you may or may not take place in voting them out? How do you manage their perceptions?
I'm not sure how I'll manage it, but I'll tell you what. This is the first time I've been rated as a under the radar player. Like I'm the non-existent player. What was that? Something like that. So this was the first time I got that. So I'm happy. I think so. That is one thing. Because people are not noticing me. That's good. So I might pick up in the last if I don't get voted out. That is the thing. So the people in the jury can always change their mind. It just depends on how you portray your gameplay. So let's see how it pans out. I'm not sure myself. That's my point.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Thiru. And then last but not least, I do have a question for Malkin. So Malkin, as the game and the merge is heating up, things can get stressful, things can get intense, things can get dramatic, sometimes emotional. So what have you been doing to take care of yourself as things get more intense? And just an open question to everyone afterwards, if anyone has tips or advice on how to take care of ourselves, please do share. But yes, Malkin, what do you think?
Well, I haven't really been taking care of myself, so that's a really hard question, Meg. Thanks for that. I've been working hard. My job's gotten incredibly busy. People didn't really talk to me today, and so I feel pretty isolated in this game right now. I'm doing what I've been told to do. Like, I don't know. I'm probably going to take some time off after this tribal. I'm exhausted. And I have spent as much time as I can online, and so it's really hard when people don't even say hello to you. I don't know. It feels like no one, like I mean, like I know people do care about me, but like it doesn't feel like I'm valued by a chunk of the people on this tribe, and no one's approached me or talked to me about, you know, going farther than a specific place, and it's just so hard to manage my work going to shit, this game going to shit, and just everything that has happened so far. It's pretty damn hard. And I don't think anything I can do can really help me recover at this point. I just have to keep going and know that this too shall pass. And that's all I can do. So I didn't expect to get emotional over this answer. I didn't expect you to ask this question, but here I am saying I'm fucking frustrated. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I haven't had dinner yet. I just got home. I'm fucking hungry. I don't know how someone on the Pacific Coast deals with all of this all the time. It is fucking nuts, and I am exhausted. So I'm probably gonna peace out after this, regardless of whether I go home tonight or not. I don't really know what's going on, and it's just, I don't know if people aren't thinking like I'm important enough if I'm a potential member of the jury to plan with me, but it's fucking frustrating, and I'm going to tell you that right now.
Well, I really appreciate the honesty and vulnerability, Malkin. And I do want to open the floor for anyone if they want to say anything, not just, in response to Malkin's answer, but just in the realm of how do we take care of ourselves as we do play these games that take up so much of our lives. So go ahead, everyone.
Can I go? Maggie?
Yeah, go ahead. Just chime in
Yeah,
wherever you guys
so
want.
as some of you guys know that I had a personal tragedy occur in my family, and it was pretty shocking and unexpected. So there were a lot of lessons learned in the past, like 1 week, 10 days. One is we should definitely take care of ourselves emotionally, physically, as well as with stress for that matter. We have to eat healthy. We have to stop our work when it gets too much. Like how Malcolm said, we have to take a break emotionally, physically, and just to remain healthy for that matter.
I'll chime in with my own advice on that because I have a personal stake in this particular department. When I first started playing, and this is a little background, and I don't mind sharing it with all of you because I consider all of you to hopefully be family after this is over. I've been searching for it ever since my second season playing. But the first time I played, I was an emotional wreck 24/7. I took everything personally. And I have come leaps and bounds a long way since that first one. And I've been disappointed. I've been supported all over the map. But I just want you guys to know that no matter what side we're on, if you honestly have an issue that you want to talk about, my door is open if you want to talk to me. And this is way outside the game when I say that. Because I think self-care is the most important thing that anybody can do for themselves in this game. Coming from someone who is in therapy herself. And I was just told by my therapist today, I have made the most progress in the last 2 weeks than I have my entire life. So I'm proud to say that. And I also want you guys to know that if you need a shoulder, I'm here. The game aside, I'm here. That's all I wanted to say. And Malkin, I'm so sorry that you are struggling right now. Thiru, I'm sorry you're struggling right now. I hate to see that. And I meant it when I said it earlier. This is the hardest vote, I think, this game, because I genuinely love everybody in this game right now.
I just wanted to
I
sorry. Oh, sorry. I mean, I will not take long, Jason. Hold on.
no, go ahead.
I mean, to whoever asked me if how am I today, and I already told you that I would like to say thank you. I never been courageous enough to say that I need to seek help, and today was my first ever talk therapy, and it really feels so good. And I feel how Malcolm felt. Like, I love this group. I love how we play all of this, and you give me the strength and the the encouragement to tell that I don't care if people will see that I am seeking help, because it is not a problem at all. I mean, the stigma of like talking to somebody in a therapy is really like fucking crazy. And I am just really proud to say, and you're part of the milestone that I have right now. So thank you so much for everyone. I might have not chance to tell you this later, so I'm just gonna say thank you, and you've always been in my heart.
Okay, so I wanted to just I think about things, and I'm gonna take my game player hat off for a minute, right? And literally put on my principal hat and be like, we tell our kids all the time, you're not alone, right? We go to the Dear Evan Hansen route and be like, you are not alone. And you need to, if you need to reach out, talk to someone, share that energy with someone, and you don't have to go through what you're going through by yourself. I as well am somebody who goes to therapy weekly, and it like helps me get through all of the craziness that like I've shared a lot of like the stressors that I've had this week, and I literally want to just flip a table, right? But at the same time, like being able to talk it out and have that moment is super awesome. If you have the resources and the availability, like it's been the best thing for me. And but in terms of like, you've got to, you know, realize you're not alone. Like, and Malcolm, when you said this too will pass, yeah, it will. It's going to. And you have to remember that there is going to be another side. There is another side to this. Like it will pass.
Even if it's the jury side.
Go ahead, Alex.
I just want, oh shit, someone else may need to go, sorry.
We can't see you cry, dude. Come on, Alex. We've always seen you smile.
I just want to say that my experience in, you know, games where you actually do talk in cameras have by and large not gone my way. And I know coming into this game, I had a lot of anxiety about it. And my goal was to just get through the game without getting in any major fights with anybody, without taking anything personally. And so far, I feel like I've managed to accomplish that. But what I was completely blindsided by this entire game was conversations that I never thought would ever happen in an org. And I haven't played in too many in the last couple of years. But being able to talk to other cast members about critical race theory, about unconscious bias, about mental health, I wasn't expecting any of that. And it makes me so proud. Sorry. It makes me so proud to be a part of this, because there's still so much stigma about just talking about mental health. There's so much stigma about acknowledging that unconscious bias is a thing. There's so much, I'm sorry. There's so much, keep it together. There's so much stigma against just acknowledging things that have come up on the show in more recent seasons and talking about them just on the show, and all the bullshit that fans will say about people who want to have these conversations and want to talk about these things. And it's so easy to dismiss. It's so easy to discredit. And I'm just unbelievably proud, because mental health is important. It's so unbelievably important. And the fact that we're in a game where people at a tribal council can acknowledge their struggles and acknowledge and talk about their experiences and admit that they're seeking help is so personal to me. And that's so unbelievably beautiful. And if somehow magically, or not even magically, if somehow the wheel lands on me tonight, I am so proud to have been a part of this cast. I'm so proud to have been part of this game. And I admire all of you so very much. And all I can do is say thank you to production. I've never experienced a question like this ever at a tribal council. And I think it is so important to have conversations like this. I never would have thought a conversation like this could ever happen in an org. And I think it's so powerful and so important that it did. So thank you for doing that. I truly, truly appreciate it. And it's very wonderful that you did. And thank you to all of you just for the experience and just for being so open and being so amazing. And I'm going to shut up because I'm rambling.
Okay, so I wanted to say one thing to you guys. And so whenever I went through my divorce before this season, most of you guys, I've said it in the intro video, but I went through a really bad divorce. And like, I try to explain that I am an autistic guy. I'm very high functioning autistic, but I am autistic. And that is definitely something I struggle with. But my main struggle is building genuine connections with people. I'm not the most talkative person as far as reaching out to somebody and getting out of my comfort zone. And the thing that my therapist asked me to do was that like this right here is my version of what my therapist asked me to do, is go out on a limb, build some friendships, talk to some people, like exercise that muscle to try to get better. And so I just want you guys to know, like, from the bottom of my heart, I'm not trying to come across as, hateful, as mean, as direct as anything like that. Like this right here is just me trying to play myself and get better as a person, but also have some fun along the way. And so like genuinely, thank you guys for everything. I took nothing as far as the villain and stuff, like none of that. Like if we're playing Monopoly and you land on my boardwalk, damn right, you're going to pay my rent kind of thing. Like a game is a game, friendship's different. So just know that anything that happens in the game is completely different than friendship. So if you guys, Malkin, like you were saying, you had a, I have talked, many times. I hope that you always feel comfortable to come talk to me if you ever are feeling something like that. Man, like I really do love you and I got your back. Anybody in here, by the way.
And Malkin, I just wanted to say that it pains me so much to hear that you've been going through really tough times, and I hope that I did laugh because my sister came in and it was just so awkward and I got so uncomfortable that I started to laugh. I didn't want to make it seem that I was laughing at you because I get it. I feel for you as somebody who also struggles with mental health, and currently I don't seek therapy for it because I just haven't had, like, I just never had the drive or motivation to seek out mental health. I was falling into this mindset that, like, just like how I was raised, that like in certain Caribbean households, like mental health can be really a stigma, and like no, it's not really talked about. And the only time I came to terms with learning about mental health was learning it through like being referred to my doctor. She was my first doctor who actually like saw me and just didn't see like an extension of my parent, and actually like looked out for me. And so it's so important to have a strong support system. And I know that it can, and sometimes you can feel isolated. You can feel isolated from everybody. And so I just think it's really beautiful that community, we can all find community here, and it's all something that we all love to do. And even though it brings a ton of stress, I feel happy that I found this community because I've just gotten to meet so many great people, and how we are all just like this one like group of people who in normal life you never would really meet, but to come here, it's like, wow, you see the beauty in humanity by putting a group of strangers and seeing how we are all so different, yet we all have so much in common. That's what makes it really tough for this round and beyond. So yeah.
Anyone else that wants to make a comment, feel free. I don't want to cut anybody off. So
This would have been a really good live tribal, just so you know.
okay, this is not fair. You're correct. Oh, that's my alarm to check on my father. Yeah, so check on your people, check on your fathers, check on your friends, check on your org people when you have the capacity to do so. When you are feeling good yourself, to be able to check in on others, do that. And other people will check in on you as well when you don't have that capacity, to even reach out for help. So if you're even struggling to reach out for help or somebody to talk to, make sure that if you're ever in that situation, that then you do it for someone else, making sure that we're not just only focusing on game here, that we are focusing on our lives as well. We spend all of our free time doing these things. We go to our jobs, we take care of our families, we do the things we need to do, go to school, and then when we're done, we come here. And this, these games are super fun, but they do add more stress to our lives at times when it comes to these things. I mean, this is not just a carefree, easy hobby that has no potential negatives, right? We all know that. We all know that it gets heated. We all know it gets traumatic. We all know that I mass left every single fucking chat 2 weeks ago. you know, because I was struggling on my own, you know, and even though we're in this huge community, it can sometimes feel like you are alone. You know, we're not with these people in person, or we're not always talking to them face to face. And sometimes it can be hard to feel that love that those people have for you in this community. So make sure to just focus on yourself, make sure that you're doing okay, and also help and check in with your friends in the community. If you notice a change in behaviors, if you notice somebody seeming like they're feeling down or they're acting differently, check in on them. You know, don't just throw things to the wayside. Like we said, don't just put things away or ignore them if things are seeming off or concerning for yourself or others, because that is how those things like the stigma and the difficulties in getting help started, you know, by ignoring things and putting them to the wayside. And I really am so proud of you guys for not doing that tonight and for all being so vulnerable, so open, and so raw about, you know, some of the deep things that can happen in orgs that people don't talk about out in front in a recorded tribal council like this. You know, we talk about it behind the scenes, but we don't often bring it to this kind of light where we know there's going to be hundreds of people in the Facebook watching it or 100 in the VL watching it, you know. So I'm really proud of you guys. This just makes me so happy that you're such a great cast and that you all, you know, can feel things so deeply for each other, for yourselves, for this community. So thank you. And I tried not to cry too much during all of that. Does anybody else, before we unfortunately do have to vote tonight, does anybody else have anything that they want to comment on, say, bring up? John, Sam, if you have any questions for the players, all of that, now is the time.
I don't have any further questions, but just adding on, just love you all. Thank you for being such amazing people, amazing cast. Thank you.
That was so powerful. Thank you, guys.
Might be the best tribal council I've ever attended in my org career. So thank you guys so much. But if nobody has any other comments, I will open a breakout room and get a voting booth ready. And we will now vote somebody out. So I'm going to send Sam. Yes?
See.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to send Sam to the breakout room and then I will send you guys one by one to cast your vote. And then first up on my list tonight is Brian. So I'm going to send you. And then of course, now is the time for you to talk amongst yourselves, do shout outs, all of that fun stuff. And I'm going to go reheat up my chicken so I can start eating it.
I just want to reiterate again how powerful this was for me personally, and reiterate again that my door is open if you need someone to talk to. I'm a pretty good listener. I try to be anyway. But I know I talk a lot and that's fine, but you know, I can also listen too. So I'm here if anybody needs anything. Okay, Malcolm, I'm talking to you. All right. All right.
We have a saying in education around, and then there's a book out there called How Full Is Your Bucket? I don't know if you've ever heard of this book. If you haven't, it's a great read. Malcolm, if you've read it, like, or you know the book, like, it is so true, right? You have capacity in your bucket to either share what's in your bucket and share that with someone else, or when you're empty, you need someone to come and fill your bucket. And, you know, what Megan said around the idea of like checking on your friends, checking on your people, because you never know, that check-in may be the check-in that they need to fill their bucket and to give them that opportunity to then move to the next person and share it and pay it forward. So with that being said, like, How Full Is Your Bucket is a great read. If you've not read it, like, I recommend it. You can probably get it on Amazon. Do I get any money from Jeff Bezos? No. However, with that, I just wanted to put that out there because if you've not read that, it's really a good read in terms of like, thinking about yourself and how you relate to others, and then how those little movements mean a lot. And just a shout out, since this is going to be seen by lots of people, think about the national hotline at 988, right? If you need to reach out, like, please do. If you feel like you are alone, which you're not, there is help out there. You can call 988. So keep that in mind.
I wanted to shout out to the viewers too watching it. Oh, I'm sorry. Steve, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off? No, I
No, I
wanted
was-
to say, go ahead. Okay, I'm sorry. I've talked a lot, so it's totally okay. But I just wanted to do a very quick shout out to the viewers watching this right now. Thank you for all your support, because without you, we wouldn't be able to do this. And everybody that is in the VL for different people, you know, we all like are committed to this game 100%. So to have the viewers support us like goes a really long way. And so it's great. That's all I wanted to say.
I just feel like we need to have a group hug after this or something.
Can we have a group hug before they read the votes is my question.
For what it's worth, in fact, I was stumped with the first question of this of the what was the challenge called? I forgot the name of the challenge. Who is the most attractive or something like that? So I was, in fact, thinking of everybody. Everyone here is so attractive, right from Kat to Steve to Jason to Brian to Esteban. Fuck, Esteban is so hot. Trust me. If I was gay, I'd finally voted for Tamara, but still. So.
Theory loves those blonde boys.
I will second
Close.
Drew as the editor of the critically panned I'm Too Sexy video. All the clips that Esteban sent me, I was like, I'm not trying to be this person. However, that's an attractive man. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
With killer dance moves.
And inexplicably, a large amount of balloons in his living room. I never asked because I was happier not knowing, but you do you, sir.
Speaking of that, were there balloons for the challenge or were they already there?
No, I celebrated my graduation party a week before the challenge, so it's just still there, luckily. So, yeah. Thank you.
I was like, wow, he went all out for this. He blew up balloons.
Literally, it was so spectacular to see it unfold.
I never twerk in front of other people.
I don't dance in front of people.
Esteban has Megan knees.
Theo, I'm gonna visit India soon.
We should make it happen. You should start a GoFundMe just to come to India. So we could enjoy on someone else's
I'll do
money.
that. I'll do that. Go funny.
I got your first $5 right here.
Did we lose Dave?
Yeah, I think he sent a message that he had something with work to do, so he was gonna.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Dave left and he confirmed
Yeah,
his
he didn't
vote.
want to interrupt though.
He confirmed his vote for me in his prod chat. Sorry.
I don't know why. I thought that was John who sent that message, but he's actually in the call. So whoops, sorry.
I mean, Alex, we could only hope that it was John that left. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. John, I love you. No response. Shit. Yeah, pour yourself another glass, Alex. Get it, boo. Get it, boo.
Alex, if that bottle survives the night, I'm gonna be disappointed in you.
I'm more worried about myself surviving the night than the bottle, but you know, you do you, sir, you do you. Also, I have no idea how I'm the only person drinking. Y'all have nerves of steel.
No, I did all my drinking last night, so I think I'm good for a little bit. I'm technically not supposed to be drinking on anxiety medicine, so
Honey, I'm getting high, so
I'm just drinking
Well, I
because I
mean-
dealt with a whole bunch of Shetland campers all day today.
yeah, you can get high. I just like I'm not supposed to be drinking, but like I do anyway on occasion, so
Oh, before I forget, I don't know about Esteban and Brian, but today is the first day that I can move my arms without wanting to chop them off. So
Yeah, it's still kind of bad.
I still can feel the pain though.
Trust me, I feel your pain. Not from that comp, but from the other endurance comp we had last season. So, in which we ended up having to hold full cans out in front of us like this for as long as we could, and our arms still had to be up. I went for over an hour and helped my tribe win by 50 seconds by beating Jordan.
that was the gag of the season, was John killing Jordan in the endurance. So good. Jordan, who did his bowled over endurance in the work bathroom and then won.
Well, because I was actually listening to the whole Six album while I was just unmuting myself and just bouncing along to that.
Itu ama.
Next is Steve.
But I'm gonna show you one reason why I go really like convinced to go to the talk therapy, because this is my therapist. So
The way I just went, oh, okay.
I'm just kidding, sorry. But maybe.
I didn't know what my therapist looked like when I first got my therapist too, and my therapist is fairly good looking as well. So I'm like, yes.
Y'all are better humans than me. I will always see a female therapist for that, for partially that reason.
Mine was just a pleasant surprise, Alex. I was very surprised.
I'm just kidding. I've never deliberately requested male or female. Just all the therapists I've seen have been female.
But all in fairness, this was recommended by our guidance counselor. I didn't like choose him, so.
A likely story, Esteban.
No, that's the truth.
I'm kidding. Honestly, I take it back. The only male therapist I ever saw was when my parents realized I liked boys, and that was obviously a problem for them. So they sent me to one of those therapists who like talk you through those emotions and help you be straight, because he was a yesterday, as I don't think that's even a term that's even allowable anymore, but I said it. Who was married to a woman, they had 3 kids, or no, he was gay, and then he got married to a woman, had 3 kids, and yeah, that was a thing. They spent a lot
That
of money.
obviously worked. So for you,
Well,
that obviously worked for you.
clearly. Although, funny story though, around the time I stopped seeing him, he and his wife, who are both marriage and family therapists, were getting a divorce, which I'm like, you can't write that shit. And I think we all know why they were getting a divorce.
Escándalo.
you can't write this shit, right?
I've never heard the word yesterday before.
Right? Like that's so accurate.
Clearly I missed something, but you'll just tell me later.
Well, it depends on if I'm allowed, but yes.
Okay, last up to vote is Alex. Yay.
Theo, what time is it there already?
It's 7:47 in the morning. You guys can at least sleep it off, this tribal.
Good morning.
I'll have to carry this the whole day. Thank you.
I was dreading tribal council before the talk. Now I'm really hating this.
Just look at the cute little kitty. Hopefully he puts a spell on your face.
Okay, I will close out the room. I will bring Sam back. John will tally the votes, and then John will read the votes for us tonight. Got the music.
You don't like my music?
Next time, bring food
Just
too
like-
if you're playing music, dude.
It was hype. It was hype. It was very giving much Stranger Things.
It legit is tribal council music, but okay.
Jesus.
I'm bad. So I have the votes. If at this point anybody would like to play a hidden immunity item, now would be the time to do so.
Let me try this for the first time. Can I play my idol?
Who would you like to play your idol on?
Myself?
Okay. I can confirm that this is a valid hidden immunity idol. All votes cast for Esteban will not count. Anyone else? All right, votes are locked. Here we go. First vote. Esteban does not count. Second vote. Esteban does not count. Third vote. Esteban does not count. Fourth vote. Esteban does not count. Fifth vote. Esteban does not count. 5 votes in, and we have 0 votes officially casted. Sixth vote. Theoru. 1 vote Theoru. Seventh vote. Theoru, that's 2 votes Theoru. 8th vote. And the second member of our jury, Theru. Theru, it has been an absolute honor to have you back this season. Getting to play with you for a short time last season and then getting to host you this time and seeing you be the last returnee standing. Give us your final words.
Don't make me cry, man. Yeah, I didn't expect to last this long. So thanks, guys, for having me. Yeah, that's about it.
Hero, I love you. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for being the king of owning
Thanks, Megan.
malls. You are a legacy in Triumph history, always and forever.
Love you,
Thanks,
Theo.
Megan.
Love you, Theru.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Good game, Theru.
Good game.
Bye.
Bye, dear.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Okay, guys, and with that, after a very lovely overall tribal council, we did see another idol play, and we did see Theru head to the jury. Now there are 9 of you left. You are one step closer to getting to the end and winning this game. Do we want to have a quick vote? Do we want to have a break day and have challenge be posted tomorrow evening to have the challenge take place on Friday? Yeah.
I'm not going to be around Friday, but like I'm for the break day, obviously. That's, but is it like a live challenge, like where we're all going to have to be on at the same time?
The way I don't even know. We'll figure out logistics. Message in your pod chat, Brian, what your schedule is like Friday, and everyone else. I will like just kind of ask in the tribe chat if we want a break day, how we want to organize a break day, make it so that it works for everybody to have that break day. And we'll figure out when the best day to have the challenge.
It's not a live challenge. It'll be fine.
It's not?
Okay, yeah, then I'll be able to do that then.
Alrighty, so we'll get that figured out. But for that, take the night off, guys. Decompress. I love you all. Congrats on making Final 9.